Before this video starts, if there's any Andrew Tate fans that are watching this, yes, absolutely, you're about to be lectured by a femboy. Make sure to cry about it in the comments. But anyways, yeah, you read the title. You already know what it is. I'm dick riding this trend because I need to get views. All right, so here we go. What is up, girlfriends? Today we're going to be talking about Andrew Tate. I mean Tate. Haha, funny. For those of you who don't know, Andrew Tate is a content creator. And he's been around for a while. I remember seeing videos a few years ago by Mr. Gigi specifically of him and this other guy dogging on him. So Andrew Tate has been around for a while. And generally, if you want a good idea of his content, it's essentially one of those self-help bullshit you see at Publix or like a Walgreens, like in the fucking corner. It's like how to get rich quick and easy in less than a month, like all that, like that knowledge, dude. You remember that knowledge guy, that whole big fucking scam stuff? Like that's essentially what Andrew Tate runs, except for incels. He essentially teaches incels how to get women and how to get rich and how to get bitches and be happy. Does his methods work? No, they don't. I don't even think Andrew Tate himself follows his own principles that he teaches other people. I don't think he himself does that. And nor do I think he's in really any position to tell people how to get women, because dog, it doesn't take that much effort to get a bunch of fucking whores to pretend like they like you. It doesn't take that much effort, right, to do that. However, it does take skill and it does take effort into actually developing a stable relationship with another human being, right? But this video is not about talking about Andrew Tate. There's plenty of those out there already. There's plenty of those that cover his history, his controversies and stuff like that. You know, one of his big controversy being he's a alleged sex trafficker and he fled the fucking country. I think it was Europe or it was America. Either one, they were trying to prosecute him or investigate him for those crimes, and he said, nah, ain't about that. I'm not about consequences. I'm not about consequences for my actions. I want to go live somewhere where I can harass and manipulate and sex traffic as many women as I can with the police not even giving a shit about it. So that's why he moved to wherever the fuck he lives now. I think he said, is it Portugal? I don't care to know, honestly. But all I know is that he self-admitted said, I specifically went to move to this country because I know I could bribe the police here. Like, he literally said that. But anyways, we're not talking about Tate. We're going to talk about his supporters, and we're going to talk about also his defenders. And one big thing that I noticed when he got deplatformed, put that in like large quotations, deplatformed, when he got deplatformed, a lot of these free speech people came charging out of the woodwork and saying like, wait, you might not agree with everything he says, but he deserves to have a platform at twitter.com, right? You know, you see people coming out of the woodworks and saying that kind of shit, and it just really goes to demonstrate how much the conservative brain rot has infested society. This Twitter deciding to ban him, or TikTok and YouTube deciding to ban him, that's not revoking his free speech. That's not deplatforming. These people have no fucking clue what it actually means to be fucking deplatformed, right? In my eyes, what it means to be deplatformed, it means to be banned from the fucking internet and be like in prison or some shit, right? That's what it fucking means to be deplatformed. That's what true deplatforming means. Not like, I got banned from Twitter because I said the N-word like 40 times. Like, and people are really out here like grabbing their pitchfork and torches and being like, I am protesting this. I should be allowed to harass whoever the fuck I want on the internet. Like, it's that kind of shit where it's just like, you don't understand what you're talking about. These people rally behind free speech, but don't actually fucking understand what free speech even fucking means, and what exactly, and other rights and liberties that other people have that doesn't give you the fucking right to just, like, you know, take that away from other people, right? It doesn't make much sense for you to be 100% for everyone's free speech rights, but then say, well, at the cost of these other freedoms and liberties, right? We're going to take those away because we can't be having those interfere with people's free speech, right? Or some fucking garbage, whatever. Quickly, I just want to say, like, and what really sparked me to make this video was seeing Turkey Tom tweet out some stupid shit about how, you know, essentially saying he, despite Andrew Tate and all his controversies and how he's a bad person, he shouldn't be deplatformed. That's such a stupid fucking way of thinking. All these websites have a term of service. All these websites have a term of service, and this is what brings me into the first point, onto why he got banned, is he broke the fucking terms of service. Like, people are really out here saying he got banned because he was saying the truth. He got banned because he was breaking the terms of service. You numbskull. I don't like. That's why he got fucking banned, right? If you take a close look at TikTok's terms of service, or you take a close look at YouTube's terms of service, or any of these platforms' terms of service, he breaks the rules constantly. It was only a matter of time before he got fucking banned, right? And it kind of goes back to my, like, VR chat video where it's like people who got upset about having clients removed and shit like that. Like, it was already against the rules to begin with. Like, why are you fucking surprised? Like, it doesn't fucking make any sense. Like, when you dedicate your platform to spreading a bunch of hateful, misogynist fucking bullshit, right? Deliberately degrading and belittling women to simply being breeding machines, like, it's only a matter of fucking time for you to get banned for that kind of shit, right? You know, and that's why he got banned, because he broke TOS. Oh yeah. So when we're talking about deplatforming, a thing that conservatives do is that they constantly throw around that word deplatforming. And like I said before, they don't know what that fucking means, because they throw that word around a lot, so much, where it's literally, deplatforming is the same as the way liberals use the word Nazi. They've grinded it down to where it fucking means nothing. And it just, anything means deplatforming. If I whatchamacallit, if I make a Twitter account specifically dedicated to harassing a single person, and trying to get them to kill themselves, and I get my account banned, that's not fucking deplatforming. Like, and I don't think many of these free speech people would say, you got deplatformed, right? Like, no, you broke the terms of service. So why the fuck is it so exceptional when someone like Andrew Tate gets banned? Why is that an exceptional case? It's not. He broke the terms of service. He got banned. That's what happens, right? Here's the reality that we live in. These websites can ban us for literally no fucking reason at all. For not a single reason. They don't need a single reason why they ban us. They could just boom, delete your shit, and not even, they're not legally required to give you a fucking reason why they ban you. They could ban you for literally anything. Does that suck? Yeah, it sucks. But you also have to think that this is why it's great to have rights and liberties granted by the government, because if you don't like a way a website is being run, you could just create your own. That's what the fuck Donald Trump did with Truth Social. He didn't like how he got banned from there, so he created a little hug box for all of him and his little fucking circle jerking buddies, right? And there you fucking go. There's your alternative fucking platform. Andrew Tate can very well go to Truth Social, and I'm pretty sure he'd be welcome with open arms. He's not deplatformed, right? People have no idea what the fuck that fucking word means. If you don't like the way a website is run, just make your own. Just make your own, and then have the crushing reality be set upon you when you realize I can't run a website that isn't advertiser friendly, right? Because I'm going to be paying more out of my pocket to keep this website running when I could easily just have ads on there that pay for its upkeep and shit like that. But you can't really have, like, you're not going to have people wanting to put ads on a website that hosts like fucking like Nazis and like open pedophiles and people who main Ness and Smash Ultimate. People look at Twitter and Facebook and they see these as these like big, like giga, like politically motivated, or they're not. They're businesses. They only care about their fucking bottom line. Why else did Facebook lie to its investors that they were banning Nazis and like not even unfavorable people, just literally just Nazis and white supremacists and all that kind of fucking QAnon shit, right? Why else did they fucking lie to the, like, it's because they're not politically fucking motivated. They're financially fucking motivated, right? If Facebook was honestly politically motivated, they'd be doing a better job at moderating their website and honestly like unjustly banning a fuck ton of people. But chances are, if you get banned from Facebook, it's probably because you're talking and retweeting, or not retweeting, but like reposting and like virtue signaling to a lot of sussy fucking shit, and your account gets flagged because you fucking, you know, said some fucking bullshit and spreading like fucking lies and stuff like that. Propagating lies, that'll also get you fucking banned. A lot of people on Facebook got banned because of the whole COVID vaccines shit. Because they were literally just soccer moms who thought they knew better than like people who studied virology for like 40 fucking years of their life. Like, Jesus Christ, man. But there is an underlining second reason why Andrew Tate got banned. And I think that has a lot to do with his toxic influence. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I'm pretty sure Tate himself talked about this scenario where there was a kid who found Andrew Tate through TikTok, because if you watch his TikToks, he specifically formats stuff in a way that appeals to kids and stuff like that. But kids saw his TikTok and they go back to school and they start harassing all the women in their class, even the teachers, and saying like, you're supposed to get back in the kitchen. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to tell me what to do. I'm a man, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying that kind of shit. And I remember as soon as I heard about that, being talked about, that kids are picking up what he's saying, they're picking up his rhetoric and they're spreading and they're being influenced by his rhetoric. As soon as that started happening, that's when you saw the fucking bans coming in. And it's just like, that's what I mean by his toxic influence, right? Anyways, on a side note, this is what Andrew Tate thinks about LGBT people.
What do you think of transgenders going and reading nursery stories and film?
Leave the kids alone. If you want to chop your dick off, I have nothing against that. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti any of these things. What I am anti is propagating your worldview on other people's children. If you're gay and you can't have kids, why do you now believe it's your right to go to other people's kids and tell them how to think? If you've decided that the type of sex you want to have will prevent you from procreating, that's your decision, right? You've decided that having sex with women isn't worth it for you. You don't want to have children. You want to have sex with men. Fine, your decision and you're entitled to it. That does not give you the entitlement to go to other people's families who did decide to have children and raise them and try and program their children. Leave the kids alone. You can be as transgender as you like. Don't come talk to my kid about it. That's my child. I will program my child with my worldviews. I raise them. I pay for them. They're my kid. They're not your kid. And they're not the government's kid.
Very, very rich, ain't it? And this also kind of goes to, like, this is also why he's being banned too. It's not like it goes inside with his toxic influence, that he's deliberately misleading people, right? He's deliberately misleading people. Like the thing he seems to not understand why kids are being shown LGBT related stuff nowadays is because doing that, the goal of showing kids this is to get it in their head to to not be ashamed of themselves and to love themselves. That is necessarily the core themes in a lot of LGBT related content out there that's targeted towards kids, is do not be ashamed of who you are and love yourself. That is the primary theme. And that kind of lesson has a lot of utility, not only to LGBT kids, but straight kids can also learn from that kind of stuff too. I mean, we already have that kind of story being told. It's just, it needs to be less subtle, because I feel like a lot of like old kid stories and a lot of like old kids media, they're too artistic. They're too when I was told stories like that tried to teach me to love myself and appreciate myself and not be ashamed of who I am, it was put in such a fucking artistic and like subtle way. I didn't pick up on it. I didn't understand it. So these things need to be a lot more on the nose and need to be a lot more just like in your face, right? Where it's just like, we can't just hide. We can't just show kids the X-Men and then have them realize, oh, the X-Men are meant to represent LGBT people and their struggles and their differences, blah, blah. They're not going to fucking understand that kind of shit, right? They're not going to understand that kind of shit. So it kind of warrants to be a little bit more on the nose, so to speak. Because that's where they gain that utility from, is when they see scenarios being played out in these shows and these books and shit like that. And it can be often a direct comparison to something that they're experiencing themselves, and that they themselves can actually have some utility from being learned those stories. The difference, and this is what gets to the difference between teaching kids about LGBT stuff and the shit Andrew Tate says, is that the shit Andrew Tate says has fucking zero utility. What utility is a child gonna is gonna gain from being told at an impressionable age that all women are whores and they're all out for their money and you need to beat and abuse and manipulate all the women in your fucking life because that is the only way you'll ever be happy, right? There's no utility to be gained from that. You're only setting them up for failure, right? Like, there's absolutely no utility, and I'm pretty sure if we had a truth serum and we injected that into Andrew Tate, he would fucking tell you that too. I highly fucking doubt this guy actually believes 90% of the shit he fucking says. All of it's a game. All of it's just for fucking money. It's literally to sucker in incels and naive people into his ideology, so they'll give him fucking money, so they could learn how he did it, right? The reality is, when you see these like videos and you see these like shows of Andrew Tate being surrounded with a bunch of women and stuff like that, those are all paid actors, dude. Those are all fucking paid actors. Hardly any of them, like, I remember a rapper was I think he was talking about Andrew Tate, and he was saying like, dude, yeah, all that shit is fake as fuck. Like, are you fucking kidding me? There's not a dude on the fucking planet that can pull women like that. It's all theatrics. It's all theatrics. All those girls that are sitting next to him and shit like that in their bikinis, their fucking boyfriends are standing in the fucking corner watching them and making sure no sussy shit happens, because that's what they fucking do for a job, is they're actors. They act. Right? It's all a bunch of fake fucking bullshit. If you want some honest fucking advice, I don't have this written in my script, but if you want some honest fucking advice on how to actually, you know, attract people, I guess, is like, number one, frequently wash yourself. That's a very fucking good advice, right? I didn't necessarily know that as a fucking middle schooler, right? And I was wondering why people found me so repulsive. Is because I had like, it was like every time I scratched my head, it was fucking snowing, if you catch my drift, right? I was very uncleanly, but now I like shower every fucking day and deodorant and all that kind of shit. You know, just general maintenance of your body. That tends to fucking help in your appeal, right? That's something I think a lot of like incels and nerds and all those kinds of people tend to overlook, is that fucking shower, dude. Like, Jesus fuck. But also is stop giving a fuck and I said this when I was talking to one of my friends on VR chat a few days ago. You know, that one true honest advice that I could give, right? Something aside from the obvious, like shower and shit like that, but is just try and adapt yourself into not giving a fuck about how other people see you and how other people perceive you. The more you stop giving a fuck, the more confident you'll be. You know, I always, when I was a middle schooler and early high school, I always obsessed about how other people were viewing me because I was very insecure and I was very self-conscious about all that kind of shit. But it eventually got to the point where it was just so exhausting, where I just kind of gave up on trying. I just kind of gave up on trying to get a girlfriend, and I just stopped fucking caring, and I just started being myself. And I noticed as soon as I started being myself, I started actually getting attention, right, from the people around me. And you know, I made friends with like girls and stuff like that in high school and stuff like that when I was, you know, masquerading in my straight days, right? But you know, I speak this as someone who has experience from both having dated guys and been on date with guys, and also been the guy to be the one to pursue, to be the one to take action and take interest in people. You know, been in both of those situations. That the people I find most appealing are those people that are very chillax, very themselves, very in their own element. I don't necessarily find these like meager, like you know, insecure people very attractive necessarily. The key is to, it's not gonna be one day where you just snap and you just stop giving a fuck. It's something that you kind of have to adapt over time, right? But that's essentially what my advice is. Just literally, it's so stereotypical, but literally just be yourself. Just stop giving a fuck what other people fucking think, and start letting yourself be heard and stuff like that. Speak with fucking confidence and shit, right? The little things like that, people pick up on that and they want to be around you more. You're not gonna appeal to everyone. You're not gonna get everyone you want. You know, you might need to lower your standard, or not even lower, because a lot of people, these incels, they have like these insanely high standards, and it's just, dog, you gotta match your standards with your own, right? Like you gotta match your standards with the way you fucking present yourself. Like, Jesus fuck. But yeah, like that's basically it. That's the end of the video. I got a bunch of ideas flopping around in my head. I also got college and stuff like that, so videos are gonna slow down more than they already are, but they're gonna, you know, like I'm gonna try and still upload throughout this semester, so I'm gonna try and juggle that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I got more ideas on the way that are kind of floating around my head. Do the thing, you know, yeah. I don't know how to end these things, really.
Down madness, chaos in the brain, let my blood flow, make my blood flow through you, man. You got no business questioning a thing. If you don't know about the meaning of a beat down madness, chaos in the brain, let my blood flow, make my blood flow through you, man. You got no business questioning a thing. If you don't know about the meaning of never not on it, leaning so hard you're ashamed. You can't dismiss this sick transmission, huffs your brain.